I was putting the underpants properly because it was detaching from behind, but now everything is ready. I put Ramon next to the air fryer just to look at how it looks, the outer line comparing both characters. Huh? Nice. So we are ready to start this new adventure of rigging this character. Amazing. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Malajit. Let's turn on this. Puck, puck, puck. So, again, I'm listening to music so I don't fall asleep while also drinking some cafecito. And that's it. And that's it. So I'm using the 100% of my brain right now talking and reading. No, wait out. I don't need you, Ramon. Okay, get out of here for a second. Air fryer color. Ramon rig, air fryer color. Awesome. So let's create a new room to work for this. So I'll put here like air fryer. Then I'll put a peg on this dude. I'll put all of this inside of a group. I'll create a composite which is connected here, and then I will start rigging this dude here. So now is the part that I have to start using my brain. So the part, this upper part, yeah, yep. Cool. And I have to plan. I forget that I do that before doing anything else. So this is the thought process that goes behind rigging a character. This part here will be the air fryer. This is the body of the air fryer. So we will have body air fryer. I'll flip this. I'll have a part of the body of the air fryer that will go like this. Puck, 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 puck. This is the center of the air fryer. Now, these underpants are actually a flat shape. Let me create more colors. These underpants of the air fryer are actually a shape that will go like this, and this shape will have a white color inside. Boop, boop, boop. But this shape will only be revealed inside of this purple thing. Amazing. Now I have the legs. The legs will connect here, but at the moment the legs intersect with the body, the lines here, these lines, this part of the leg will just disappear as it intersects inside of the body. So that's an auto patch magic there. What else? How am I going to rig these legs? In two parts, one part. Let's see how these legs flex. Look at this, how this leg flex here, how these legs flex here. It's a two part. It's a two-piece leg. So this means that I will have a joint here that is super big. I'll have a joint here that will have this upper part one piece and this lower part on another piece, second piece. Awesome. That's the leg. What else? And the intersection between these two are here. Is this? Yes, is this. So this piece is like this. Amazing. Wait. I'll do with this with a red color. Look, this will be the lower piece of the leg, and this will be the upper piece of the leg. Amazing. I don't like this green. Better. So, awesome. I figured out the leg, I figured out the body, I figured out the underpants. Now, this thing will be an individual piece, which I think will be a two pieces thing. So we're going to analyze both the front and the three-quarter view just to get to a complete understanding of what is actually needed. We cannot only take conclusions from a front view. Amazing. So the mouth will be this shape, and inside of this shape I will just mask these two lines that represents the teeth of the robot. These eyes will have something tricky, and is that I will create three type of eyes. I'll create this eye that we see here, and I will also create another eye that goes like this, which is the evil air fryer. Also, I have to consider, yeah, I have to consider this and this. Wait, where I am drawing all of this? Okay, I will put like deconstruction, or plan, or whatever. Deconstruction, and then I'll paste this here. Now, the arms will be part, it will be just a rubbery arm, so it's only one piece. Will be one piece, but how is that the arm is attached to the body? It's attached here, with a rounder shape. Now that's something that I have to think about, because if I create these deformers that makes my arm work like this base will move with that deformer up and down, but I want that base to stay there static. So maybe I can create the base of this arm here and create a cutter that goes like this. So this base always stays static here. I put like a shape here, like a okay, so this base actually should be a contour line like that. And this green part here is the one that is going to cut this arm. So this arm will go inside of this, and when it comes inside of this is when here is start just disappearing. So I will have like, this could be like the shoulder. This is me just putting some thought process. Then I will test if these ideas actually work. Shoulder, one piece arm, and then the hands is only one shape. This will be like hand drawing substitutions that I can just create new drawings every time that I need a new hand. It'll be faster. You will remember me listening to Avicii right now. So the horns is simple. Okay, so I need another type of eye here, which is, I'm going to create inner lines that I can enable and disable, so I'll need a visual peg for this. And these inner lines will give me this sense of depth. But this sense of depth, I will only make this visible when we have close-ups. And I also need another visual peg here. I'll put another color. I might create this yellow. Yes. I'll create another, no, hard to visualize. I'll put pink. And I need another visual peg that will enable another shape that will bring a transparency, like a glass type of thing here, so we can reveal the inside of the inside line there. Maybe. And this will be attached to the hierarchy of the main eye, so this will share the same peg, so it always moves with the eye. Crazy. And maybe to get to these shapes, I'll create an invisible cutter that I can hold like this, like the invisible cutter. And this invisible cutter will be like an eyebrow, but it will always be invisible. Yeah, it will always be invisible except this part of the line, this inside part of the line. So this cutter, I have to put the same line thickness of this eye, and I will tell, cut these extremes but reveal only the center, and use this empty space here to cut the eye. Crazy, yeah? So I can actually move this eye like whatever I want and give this any shape that I want. Nice. Okay, now we come in here back to this part of the leg. So this leg have an outer patch with the body. Yeah, leg and body and leg outer patch. Outer patch. Nice. We know that. And the underpant will be on behind the leg, and the leg will be on top of the underpant. But also the underpant. Okay, so this part here should have a cutter to give this rounded shape. To create this rounded shape here, I need to create a cutter. So this actually cuts the leg. So we are revealing the leg, but the leg is also hidden by the body. I'll figure that. I'll figure that out on the road. Okay. Now we're having another inside line here. I'll put another color, something like that. And this foot, I also need another line here. To consider, I need that like the base, like a rounded shape here that reveals only on the inside of this part, but I can put it forward or backward. So if the leg, oopsie, if the foot is going this direction, I can reveal that part of the leg, something like this. So because I already know by memory all of these poses, I am able to just remember what do I need for this rig. Awesome, let's go here. I can clone this arm the 4 times, so all of these arms are going to be clone arms. Clone arms up and down. Clone arms up and down. I will keep these sharp things as a brush tool. Keep it as brush tools. What else? What else? What else? This each individual line should have its own deformer, separated, plus deformers. So I can turn this like this. Or if it's going backwards, like this. What else? Okay, I keep this also as a brush. Yeah, let's look again here. Oh, okay. Now these are the poses that will be a challenge for this rig. See, we're seeing the top view here. We're seeing the top view here. We're seeing the top view here, and we also have a middle line here that I forgot on the cleanup because I only cleaned this front view. It's easy to add, same as these dots at the back. So no worries about that. I can add that eventually, but that's why it's super useful to have these things here, so I can always refer back to all the drawings that I did and analyze the design. See here, for example, I want this one line from the butt to the leg, so I can cheat that. Thoroughly. Here also is wriggling this part, so I will have a round shape that goes like this, and this round shape I will move up and down if needed to create this sense of moving, of tilting of the head, of the body tilting. Now, sometimes I see, for example, here the body larger than here. I feel like the body of the air fryer is a little bit shorter here compared to how I present. Here is shorter, here is larger, here is larger, shorter. So because these are super rough, but here is larger, and this is a bit shorter. So that's an important change that I'll have to do right now. Glad that I found it at this point. So I'll grab all of this. Maybe I can grab just the points. Yes. No! Not the eyes. No, the eyes. Wait. Why am I seeing too many things? So I will isolate this display 2. And I will move all of this up. Yes. Same for this. And this also up. I think this is more accurate to what I have here. And I have more room to distort the character and to play around with the character. Yeah, I have more room, absolutely. So I'll carry that change here too. even more room to make these horns a little bit higher. And the temperature thing, it changes from 31 to 420. Awesome, but I'll keep like 31 there. Yeah, now it feels better. Now I'm happy. This should, I'll keep this that length and just bigger when it. No, let's go back. Let's go back to this part because this frame is important. Where are you? This one. And it's larger than this. It should be larger than this before even transforming. Yeah, because when it transforms, it becomes like huge. No, I think I should leave it there. Yeah, I should leave it there. And this thing also, when it turns to three-quarter view, let's do something. Let's do something important. Let's take everything, deconstruction and cleanup. All of this will share the same peg, so I can move all of this and this frame to the. Let's move it to the right, and I can take new notes here. What is all of this? Oh, all the little drawings that I did there. So get out of here. So here, now in the three-quarter view, I will analyze again. Well, I don't need to be exact on this. I use it just to understand how I'm going to struggle. Let me see if I can actually align this to this. Yeah, there you go. And this goes up and down. Reveal, up and down. Reveal, up and down. So I will reveal that circular shape just by moving it. What else? What else do we need? Okay, this. Look. I want actually one line there overlapping there. So this will be a two pieces thing. This will be one piece and this will be two piece. And this line here, overlapping line here, will be an overlay layer. What else? I also need to add this middle line with deformers, 3-point deformers. What else do I need to add here? This will be interesting. I have to figure out how is that I'm going to create those contour lines around the legs. That's something that I will have fun figuring out. Now, look at how the torso comes from here to here and it becomes straight there. So let me just to have this saved for later. Let me just do something like this. Okay, that will work just to save this study that I did here, like a silhouette pack. Now this is a 3/4, and I will put it here. Now let's go to the side. Okay, this is super interesting because I might have to design all of this as a square with a rounded base and then putting a deformer here, 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 and here. To get to this rounded shape, I have to also put another deformer here, here, and here, so I can create that rounded shape. And when it moves to the side view, I can reset those deformers so I get the same straight line, and I just move that straight line forward. And here, by having these 3 points, I can also push this butt like this. Let's check if by having those 3 deformers will work. 1, 2, 3. Like here, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because the base is around here. So yeah, it will actually work having those 3, 3, 3 over there. So I will create this square shape at the top. This square shape at the top and this rounded shape at the bottom. And that's something that I'm gladly that I'm figuring out right now, so I don't waste time creating shapes that are not that we don't need. Now for this leg, this is interesting because what is the initial shape? So I'm always thinking here. For example, this is the initial shape that I'll need. This is a rectangular shape with these three lines, and then this eventually will turn into this rounded arm. But this is the final leg shape. But how it will look like without all of those deformations? So it will look like this. It will look like. It will look like maybe this. Maybe like this, and here it will look like maybe straight. I can merge this with the foot, or the shoe should be like another layer. That's an interesting question. Let's see how this works here. Yeah, I might end up this in a straight with a straight line here, and then the foot will have another outer patch that will merge with this and will come like this, and the shoe shape will have this shape, and this shoe shape will be cut by this line here, which have like an underlay layer that will cut all of this, tack, 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 tack. But still I'll have the outer patch between these two. And maybe I don't have to create a mask, I just bring this leg forward and I use the deformers of this part of the leg to create this rounded shape around the pants. And then I can create the same amount of deformers here to create this big rounded shape here and this straight shape over here. The overlay layer, the overlay that I will create here will disappear in the side view, so I can have a super flat thing. This means that I can yeah, maybe I can just lower this thing or create a new drawing. Doesn't matter, it's not a big deal. Now let's go to the back view. So this is the side view. Let me group this. This is the side, and here is not a big deal neither. I can just add another drawing for the butt, another drawing layer for the butt. Same here, all good. And here the same thing. It's just bigger, which I will just scale the same drawing and make it bigger. Amazing, we're ready to start. We are ready to start. Let me put some music. Some of my brothers steal my Spotify. Wait, I cannot say in public that I'm sharing my Spotify account. Or maybe I can. Dookie. Awesome. Let's move all of this here. We are ready to start. My coffee's cold. Let's go. I will just use the same turnaround as a reference, but make it just make the upper part of the body larger, higher, and then I'll draw on top of the model sheet just to match everything. But this clean that I did here is actually the character that I need. Awesome. And this is me cutting corners. I hope I'm not missing anything important. And if I do, I don't care. I will fix it. I will come up with a solution eventually. Let's go. So what I have here, anything. Let's start with the body, from big to small. So I'll put here body. What else do I need? I don't have to think about this again because I already did it here. So actually I have the body, I have the hips, or maybe it can have, no, we agree that it have the same shape, so we can have the legs. We can rig the legs. Upper leg, lower leg, shoe, cutter, shoe cutter, no, shoe mask. In underpants, and package. The package is the thing in the middle, of course. And then we make all of this like this, and let's put all of this in a composite. Let's create a peg on each one of this. Let's put all of this together and connect here, this here. Yep, we're ready to start. Body. So we need here this 20, 20, and here. And now, how can I achieve this rounded shape over here? So I can delete this, and then I can go down like this, and then I can go down like this, and then I'll come here and check if it's working. More rounded here, even more rounded there. Awesome. That shape is working. I'll keep that straight, and then I'll put some colors, AirFryer colors. I'll put I'll put a random color. You know what? Because then I'll get used to the colors that I'll put right now, and maybe are not the proper colors. I should have the colors design of the characters ready, but I don't. And I can easily change the colors here. Look, I can just be like this. Now let's put a gray. I know this dude is gray, but my air fryer is black. I wanted gray here. Most of the air fryers are black. Okay, upper leg. Okay, so we have the body. Damn, girl. Okay. Color, blah blah blah. You know what? Before putting this fill here, I have to add more points. So when I deform this shape, it doesn't distort. The shape doesn't get distorted. You know what? Let's put in turbo mode. Let's put crazy turbo mode right now. I was totally relaxed. Now let's put in turbo mode. We have a lot to do. Boop, boop, boop. Awesome. Body, upper leg, 20, color, black. Now we agree we're having a straight line here. Or maybe I can just cut. Either I have a straight line there, or I can use a cutter. I have to use a cutter. I have more freedom, more flexibility with a cutter. Awesome. To describe this girl without being disrespectful. We're in a party here. There you go. The leg should be something like that. This is me figuring out how to read this. Lower leg. Let's get rid out of here for a second. I can track here the center point of this dude here. Then I'll put this here. Now the upper leg will show. No. Again, my brother, get inside of my Spotify. This is a war. Get out of here. Get out of here. You're distracting me. And then he will be texting me like, please, please. And I'll be like, get out of here. This is my time. It's changing my music. Sorry. Get out of here. This is like a mini war that happens. It's just until he gets tired of it. Amazing. Okay. Upper leg. Get out of here. Back. Tack. I merge these two parts. Then I delete this, I delete this. No. Yes. The knee is too low. Let's see what happened if I continue this way. I don't think it's going to work, huh? I all think is if there is a regular artist looking at these videos, will be like, no, no, dude, that's not how you do it. And I'll be like, no, please, I don't know. There you go. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, let's only enable this display tree. No, it's too short. Nice try. Let's go again. Let's go again. So I need the need to be, if I want the need to be higher, around there. This means that the upper leg can go all the way like this. Yes. That means that the lower leg, will be something like this. Maybe this shouldn't, and yeah, as I planned, it shouldn't be a rounded shape here. It should be a straight line here that merges with the shoe. Something like that. Black, black. Merge these together, get rid of these lines, get out of here, get out of here, get out of here. And this a little bit cleaner. Now, if I put this display tree here, black. You know, let's go like that. And then when I will pose, I'll figure it out. This is not that hard. Awesome. Now my upper leg should be the pivot point I can put here. Get out of here. Display 2. I can put the display 3. I can put this pivot point here in the center. Let's see how this moves. Not bad. It's not that exact. So I can just maybe move this a little bit up. Down. Forget it. I'll leave it there. This is a test leg. I don't know if it's going to work. Oh, wait. Yeah, no. Let's continue. Let's continue. I cannot get stuck there. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. The future Henry will figure it out. Now the shoe. This is me staying like, I think shoe. So I only need this. And this shoe, as I planned here, will have this shape that goes around. Amazing. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. Let's play with that. Let's focus on these three parts right now to see if this is going to actually work. So I'll put a color here. First, this should be on the line art. And then I'll transfer all the properties here back. Same for the lower leg. This should be in the line art, and I'll color on the color art. And for the shoe, I will, where are you? Underlay. And then I'll color here back. Now, I have to do the trick that I explained on the previous video, how I do it. But I think I also save here a template that I can reuse. Arms rig toolkit. Black. I bring it here, and I have my line art colored outer patch color on underlay layer, so I can just take this, erase this, and put it here, and start rigging this craziness. Instead of just again renaming and all of those things, I already have a custom template that I can reuse. What is this? Okay, where are you here? Okay, get out of here. You get out of here. Awesome. So I need to connect this to each one of this. So I need more space. When I met you in the summer. Awesome. And then I move these things, and then I put it here. There you go. More space. So everything is well organized. Awesome. Ah! Now let's connect this here. This outer patch connect to this. This outer patch connect to this. And this outer patch connects to this. And then I'll grab all of this, like connect here, get out of here, and then I erase this extra one. I'll grab all of this and disconnect this one and this one. Grab all of this and disconnect this one. It's working. Okay, so this line art of the lower leg also should be cutted by here, should be cutted by this outer patch. It worked. No, oh, my hierarchy. So I need 2 pegs for the lower leg so I can attach the shoe to, so I can connect the shoe with the lower leg, but also having another lower leg peg that will move individually, that will help me move this part individually. And ooh, I forgot to add on Ramon the line that intersects here in the arms. Interesting. So that's something that I remember working on the other rig. That's nice. And this connects here, and I'll copy and paste this here, this here. I don't think I need that line here on this leg. Okay, there you go. It's not like perfectly rotating there, but I don't care. Because I'm going to move this dude like crazy. This shoe could be, there. Awesome. Let's get out of here, display 2. Now I will add deformers. Let's go add display 3. Let's add deformers. So for the deformers, I will isolate each one of these parts or turn off this. I'll create a deformation chain. Just if I create more drawings eventually, I can put a different deformer on each one of them. I'll create, how many should I create here? 1, 2, 3, and then here another one, just to have a lot of flexibility on this piece. There you go. There's also some logic in how long should I stretch these lines here on the deformers, but to be honest, I have no idea. I just put it there and expect it works. Most of the time it does. Like for example, why is this shorter than this one? I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm not as scared, and that's a good thing. I'm not as scared about what I'm doing. If something fails, I'll figure out a way to solve that thing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5. This side have one extra one. And maybe this is the correct way to do it. Let's close this again and let's try. If I want to get to this shape, Which way is faster? This way. So I have an extra one there that I don't need. Poop. No, a fire alarm. Okay, we have to continue. But let me finish with this leg. Come on. If I lose myself, okay, I have to go. I have to go. It's like, where's Henry? Where's Henry? It's rigging. It's rigging an air fryer. But the building is on fire, and I'll be like, come on, guys. I have to finish. Okay, I have to go. I'll continue this recording. Let's continue. So we have here the leg. Okay, I was putting the formers here until the fire alarm sounded. Now I need only to see this. So put add the formation chain and then start putting deformers around. Pack. How many deformers do I need here? I'll put 3 so I can have super clean curves. Pack. And if I need less than 3, I'll just change it later. And I also remember that I was in turbo mode, so I have to move faster. Looks like a complex character, but it's actually not that complex to read. Hopefully, let's see. There you go, something like that. Excellent. And then I always change these from drawing to parented peg. Same here, from drawing layer to parented peg. So the deformers always follows the peg and it doesn't falls behind. So pack. Also pivot points. Everything is working well. Let's go to our default displayed view. Okay, I have that thing there. So I will color this air fryer with gray colors and something like this. I'll put a mark frame red, and then I'll keyframe this and move the deformers around to get to this shape, this leg, something like this. Wait, I need to reduce the opacity of this layer. Pack, clean up, advance opacity of the layer to 53, something like that. I'm recording, perfect. And then this comes like a little bit here towards the inside. I'm just tracing on top of these lines that I have here. So the legs of the character have this shape, this exact same shape as the model sheet. Now, awesome. Now I'm planning to have the shoes to have another color. So for now, I will put a darker color, something like this. And to differentiate, I need these to be maybe on front of the lower leg. Yes. And now I need this color art to be cutted by a new layer that is going to be the shoe mask. So this thing that exists here is the one that is going to cut that. Now, this is the interesting thing here. I'll create a line, but first I'll come here and select this line to see which is the 8. Sorry. So on 8, I come here, go to my line, 8, and then I'll draw that line straight so I can deform that line with the cutter. I'm thinking if I should make like a cube so I can have more control over the things that it cuts. Yeah, I'll draw a cube so I have more control over this thing. And inside of this cube, this should be in the line art, and I will put more lines so I have a clean color that will not distort. This is just a good practice, just adding more points here, and these points will translate la concha tu madre. It will translate here. Then I'll come here, I'll put a color that I will use for all my cutters, which is this green, and I'm going to say the line art should be here and the color art should be here. The color art of this dude is the thing that is going to cut the color art of the shoe. Now I need to isolate this piece so I can put a deformer. I'll change this from drawing to parented peg as a good practice, and then I'll put this deformation chain on top and start rigging this piece. This bottom part will have a 3-point deformer at the bottom, so I can have more flexibility on the rig to rotate this dude, to just deform this part of the character. And I'll just keep these things, these other deformers on top to have everything clean, to have more control. Okay, so the pivot point, I will put the pivot point of this here, top of the bottom line. And now the line art should be in front of all of this, but should be gutted by maybe the outer patch of this thing. Now revealed, yes. I have these extra, these little things here. So maybe I can, okay, no, this is the shoe. No, it's not the outer patch of the shoe, it's the outer patch of the leg. Okay, let's see. This is testing and trying. I'll rotate this, I'll move that there. I'll connect this thing here, this other line here, and this line comes like this. Let's look at the render view. Amazing. Now, what about the rest of the line, like the other, all of that thing that is showing on top? What am I going to do with that? So the thing that I can do is just get rid of this. I thought about putting that, but maybe I don't actually need it. I cannot overcomplicate this. Yeah, there you go. But still, I have the deformers covering all of that shape, so I can manipulate and control that cutter too. Okay, but it's cutting. Is this color art cutting the color art of the shoe? Why is revealing that thing there? It's not. So what if I cut the shoe into completely? Yep, that's better. What is that point there? Is this? Or what is that? Oh, it's the upper leg. There you go. I'll do something like that. Amazing. Now it's working. What else do I need? The package, the underpants, this is for later. Another thing that I need here for the leg is this center line of the leg. Center line leg. I'll create a peg and then I'll attach these to where? To where should I attach this? I'll attach this to the lower leg. I'll attach this to the lower leg and connect these. Let's put it here randomly here. And then I'll create a center line like this. I'll do something like this, and around this. No, I'll keep the line. I'll keep the line. It's not showing. Where did I connect this? Maybe in front. Awesome. Then I'll cut this, and I will say like this line will only be revealed in the intersection of the outer patch of the shoe, of the lower leg and the upper leg, so I can have both. Let's try to see if this is actually working. Yeah, it's revealing on both sides. I'll change this from drawing to parented peg as a good practice. I'll create a display node, and then on top of this I'll create a deformation chain, and in this deformation chain I will add 3 points so I can create super curvy lines to sell the feeling of perspective on this little piece and display. Awesome. I'll mark a frame here, and then I will start deforming this part to get to match the line that I cleaned before here. Awesome, there you go. So now we have the leg, pivot point. I'll put it here. Awesome. Now what else is super important at this stage to rig? Like we are going from big to small. So this package and these underpants, I don't need it here because I'm working where? Oh wait, this is the leg. So all of this group of the leg will be on a group. Huh? Wait. Let's get rid of this for a second. So all my leg is here. What is this? The body. The body, I'll put it here for a second. I'll grab all my legs, notes. I'll group this. There's some points coming out of here. What is that? Oh, are these empty things here? Get out of here. And should I need two composites? No. What is this? Get out of here. What is this? All on the overlay layer that I don't need, so I'm cleaning stuff around. I'll leave this super clean, and then I'll call this leg group. I'll put a peg on top. I'll just test this thing. See, I didn't attach this line with the lower leg. Okay, let me. Before I clone this to the other side, I have to make sure I'm connecting this shoe mask maybe to the lower leg. Yep. And I can still move that independently. I have the center line, I have the shoe, I have the lower leg. They are sharing the same pivot point. Also, these are sharing the same pivot point. And now I have another here that will be called like leg master peg. Oopsie, leg master peg. And I will put here a composite. Now this is too many things to select to get to the leg. So one of the things that I'm going to create here is a visual peg. So I'll put like leg VP, and this leg VP will be a handle that I only show on the camera view, but not in the render view. So I'll call here a visibility node, and on this visibility node, I will take out the thing here. I'll go to my cleanup again because I already drew this dude. Cleanup. I'll go to my cleanup, and I'll come here and I'll take this drawing of the leg. I'll put it here. I'll take only the drawing of the leg, and I'll come and transform from pencil to brush. So I have this shape here, and then I will grab my brush again just to create another line here and keep this super clean. I will reduce the opacity of this purple color, and this purple color will be the color of all my colors. I'll reduce the opacity of this even more, and with this I will fill these parts. So if I need to select all the leg, I grab here. Oh, all the leg is selected. And if I don't want to see this on the camera view, it will not appear because I put a visibility node that says don't reveal this on the soft render, just reveal this on the camera view. Amazing. So we have the leg here. I'll grab the entire group of the leg, come here, nodes, and clone selected drawings only, and then I'll clone this. I'll flip this to the other side, plop. I have to grab peg, and then I'll mirror this to the other side, and here I'm going to create a static transformation. So, and I bake this new position, I delete this peg, and boom, I have these two legs here, and I'll put this pivot point in the center. Now, cool, we rig the legs. Insert backdrop, and I'll call these legs. Now the body. Oopsie, I wanted a orange color. We have the body, we have the body. So for the body, now I'm going to create my deformers. Before doing that, I'll change from drawing to parented peg. I'll create a deformation chain, and on top of this deformation chain, I will start adding more points. So how many points do I need here? Enough to just create this one lining filling that I have for my characters. Look at here, for example, this one lining here from all the way from the torso, the front part of the torso to the leg. I want to make sure I'm able to achieve that, so I put enough points here to create that flow into my poses. So this corner is this corner here. Do I need another corner here? Yes, I need 3 points here. If I want to tilt this character forward, I have to curve this upper line. So this top line. So I'll put a point there. I'll put another point here. And what's up here in the middle? In the middle also, poop. Another line here. So it's the same thing over here. So the other line comes around here, and the other line comes and connects. I'm missing one line. Another one line around here, and then we close this deformation here. Awesome. Back. I'll make sure again this is parented peg. Awesome. The pivot point, I will put the pivot point. Yes, it's here. And then if I try to move this dude, opa, amazing. I'll key this thing, and then I will start moving these points around. So also like this, and then I will click shift and move with my arrow keys. Same here, shift and move with my arrow keys a bit there, and then here click, move with my arrow keys, click arrow keys, and then I'll create the shape of the head. You see, beautiful. And here I connect this one line with the leg. I can move this leg a little bit up so it creates that flow of the line that I want to achieve here. What about here? I have to clean these deformers a bit more. Also put this a bit more over there, and this one a bit more over there. Awesome. Now we have this. Now double checking parented peg. Awesome. I'll put a insert backdrop here. This insert backdrop here will have the name body, and this body will be blue. Now this is something interesting that will happen, and is that I have to go inside of the leg, and inside of the leg I have to take this line art and take this line art out of my main thing here and put it here. Same for the other one. Take this and connect it to the outer port and connect it here. And now I'm going to tell that this line art will be cutted by, so I need my 3 pieces thing here. I'll take this back, connect this thing here, and I will say that I will say that this outer patch of this dude will cut both legs. This shouldn't be connected here. Now let's see, it's not working. There you go, now it's working. I move the legs towards the front, and then I'll move this towards the front. It's working. What if I move these legs back? Yep, it's working if I move this towards the front. I think that's the way that this should work. Yeah, it's creating my one lining style. I will take out of the view like this. Now it's a cleanup. Yep, there you go. That's the base of my rig. That's the body of my rig. And on top of this, I will put all the other elements that are needed to create the rig. The facial features, the underpants, the package, and the arms and all of that. So I'll do that on another video. But this is the base of what is needed to rig this baby boy here. That I don't want to even cook because I don't want to take the underpants out of this dude. But this is the rig of an air fryer in Toon Boom Harmony. That's crazy. See you in the next video. We're finishing this rig. Bye bye.